Hey there, YouTube. Ghost Jake here with you today. How's your day going? Mine, actually, I shouldn't say day. I should say, how's your night going? Or day, depending where you live. But where I live, Bates Motel, Season 5, Episode 1, just got done airing. Since it aired at 10 o'clock where I live. And this is going to be my review of Season 5, Episode 1 of Bates Motel. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Anyway, Season 5 of Bates Motel pretty much takes place like a year and a half after Season 4 ended. Right? Norman is completely gone. Right? I mean, he's there, but he is completely gone. His insanity has completely taken him over. Like, the episode started like with him laying in bed, waking up to this dog Juno just licking his face and music playing. But if you all know Bates Motel, you recognize Bates Motel is Juno is the dog. I think I haven't watched Season 1 and Season 2 in a while because they're at my mother's place, but I did catch up on Season 4. But if I remember correctly, his dog is the dog that he found and that ended up getting hit by a car. And since he was into taxidermy, taxidermied, they did the taxidermy stuff on it, and made a mount of his dog. So this dog was licking his face, but in reality, it really wasn't. And the same thing goes as about like he was going down, like eating breakfast, right? And it showed like mother making his breakfast. His mother making the breakfast, but as you all know from Season 4 episode, come on, you. Season 4 episode titled Forever. The second to last episode of Season 4, Norman killed his mother at the end of that episode. So the mother making his breakfast is just an hallucination of him seeing her, right? And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to go. It's like, I think we should paint and remodel. So he goes into town. And he ends up meeting this girl named Madeline. She's pretty attractive and whatnot. So, and then to buy some paint, and Madeline picked out the certain type of paint that that she suggested for Norman. Then when Norman was getting ready to pay for the paint, and then he went to take out his wallet, and guess what? Isn't Norman's wallet. It is somebody else's. And then Norman, says, I forgot my wallet, and then he leaves. And he goes and talks to his imaginary mother about, the wallet. So just put it in the safe and whatnot, right? And so he puts it in the safe, but before he does that, he goes and he grabs the check-in books, right? Because since Norman has blackouts, he has no recollection of checking this person in of who he has the wallet of, right? And then it turns out, then it turns out, we get to see, then we get to see Dylan and Emma in Seattle. And Dylan and Emma have a child now. They have a daughter. And while they're celebrating Emma's birthday, right, they get a surprise guest knocking on the door. And when they answer the door, behold, it is Dylan's father, Caleb. Right? And asking, pretty much asked if he can stay there for a few nights, and, they say yes. But then, eventually, then we get to go back, then we get to go back to the motel. Oh, wait. The prison. We get to go see the prison. But I think the prison actually happened before we saw Dylan and Emma. But anyway, we get to go see those Alex. Since Alex Romero, he's in jail. If you don't remember why he's in jail, in the season 4 episode 10 titled Norman, he got arrested for perjury, if I remember correctly, because he told the federal government that he had no relation to Rebecca Hamilton, and the truth is he did, so that's why he's in jail, in case you're not caught up. Or prison, in case you're not caught up. And then on his jail cell, you see a picture of him and Norma. Anyway, now we're going back to the motel, and we see Norman. We see this guy. He was checking into the motel, but he was just checking in, just to have sex with this girl. You can tell what he wanted, how he wanted the room, because he asked if he could buy for a few hours, and Norman informed him that they're not that type of motel, and you have to, pretty much pay for the night. And so he charged them, he paid for the night. He charged them $120 for a night. I don't know if it's just me, but that seems a little high for a motel. Maybe not, but anyway. And then what he's doing, he gives them room 1, right? Norman gave him room 1 for a reason. And the reason he gave them room one was so he could spy on them, like pretty much having sex. But that scene's going to come into play later on in the season, and you should know what. And if you're a big fan of Bates Motel, there's a scene like that in the original Psycho movies. So, yeah. So, anyway, while he's spying on them, the phone he rings, imaginary rings, I guess, because the person on the phone is his mother, right? And tell him to come up for dinner. Oh, but I think before that, though, no. But we did end up seeing Madeline again. She brings like the paint to Norman's hat to the motel, and Norman's like, "Oh yeah, I found my wallet. I was planning on coming and giving you this anyway." Oh yeah, but before that, I was gonna say, yeah, like his imaginary mother called him for dinner, and then he went up and ate, and then Norman started questioning him about, did you order something online? And he said, I believe he said it was luminol, and it's like, no, 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 no. They're just denying it. Okay, now we're going back to Madeline really fast. Madeline came back with the paint. I'm sorry I got that out of order, guys. My bad, okay? My bad on that one. Um, then we go back. We see Madeline bringing the paint. Norman pays for it, and then Madeline informs Norman that, you should come to this small business owners meeting, right? And you can tell Norman is actually attracted to Madeline. But it really looks kind of strange, though. Because I know it's partly because, Norman's craziness. But Madeline looks a little bit like Norma. Like if Norma was, say, like in her mid-20s to early 30s. So, yeah, but me personally, I think she looks a little bit like Norma, but not completely like her. Anyway, and was like, yeah, I'll try to come if I pretty much can. And there, Norman's back into the house, getting ready to go. Oh, I just remembered. Completely forgot a key scene. I completely forgot about it. I think this took place before Madeline coming back. I'm trying to remember. But there's this instance. I think it took place during the dinner scene. I'm like during the dinner scene where after checking in the Dave Davison guy, where he's eating, and then mother ends up leaving the room, right? Mother ends up leaving the room, and he walks down to the basement, which he turned into a cold storage unit. What Norman did in his insanity from the last time we saw him in season 4 to this episode now, he made a taxidermy of his mother. You could see his mother's body, completely looked to me like it was completely frozen. right? Anyway, then we get... Okay, now completely frozen. Okay, now I'm back on track. Now back to where I was. Right, like now back to where I was. Norman was getting ready to leave for the meeting, right, guys? And I think Norman is doing a pretty good job of trying to manage his insanity and appear like he's just a normal person in front of the world. I think he's doing a really good job of trying. Keyword, trying. Right? And then, like I said, Norman's getting ready to leave, and it's like, in his hallucination of his mother's like, "Oh, don't take the car. He can walk." But Norman's like, "No, if I don't," because he wants to go to the town meeting, partly because of Madeline. Actually, pretty much all because of Madeline. And he's like, "No." It was like, "I want to go to the town meeting," and then he starts to go, and then all of a sudden, his mother's hallucination is right behind the car, and he gets out and he stops and he starts talking to it, and he's like, "You gonna get us caught?" And it's like, "And what?" It's like, "What have you ever done for me, mother?" Because the mother is dead. It's like it's not really doing anything for him. And the hallucination of mother took him into the house, to the basement, and opened the freezer. And behold, there's a body in the freezer, a dead body. And it is of the person who Norman had the wallet of earlier in the store. Of the paint store. It's the exact same person's wallet. And then they're like, I was getting ready to... The reason why I wanted to... The hallucination of mother was like, the reason why I wanted you to walk was because I was going to take care of this body. And it's like, well, and the Norman's like, well, it's nothing we've never done before. And then it showed the Norman and the hallucination of mother taking the body up to the car and wrapping it in like a shower curtain or something, taking it to the car. But in reality, Norman is the one who's just dragging the body. And they take it to... they take the body to the lake or the ocean. They get in this rowboat, start rowing out into the middle of the lake or the ocean, right? They're getting ready to dump the body. And guess what? The dead man's phone is ringing. So no one picks up the phone, turns it on. He doesn't say anything. He just holds it up, right? Just holds it up to see who it is. Because the automated message says, "Oh, you're getting a call from, like the so-and-so state prison." He's like, "Do you want to press like this button to accept?" So Norman presses the button, and lo and behold, the person who called the dead guy's body is none other than Alex Romero. So it looks like Alex Romero hired a hitman to kill Norman, but Norman killed the hitman. So anyway, and then they dump the body in the lake, and that is the end of Season 5, Episode 1. There's one thing I did forget really fast, is that Alex Romero's parole got denied. So he's still going to be in prison for a little while. Anyway, that is the end of Bates Motel. Season 5, Episode 1. That is my review. Have a good night or good day, depending where you are And I will see you next week for episode 2. And then I'll see you on Tuesday for the unboxing of Horizon Zero Dawn Collector's Edition. I'm planning on doing that as well. The 28th. Anyway, guys, this is Ghost Jake signing out. See ya for episode 2 and the other one I mentioned.